Good afternoon. My name is Jitu, education organizer with the Kenwood Oakland Community Organization on Chicago's South Side. My charge, along with Mrs. Zakia Ansari, is to frame this issue today by answering the question, why are we here? Why did students, parents, and community members from 18 cities take time out of their schedules, leave their families at home, to travel in some cases across the United States to be here today? Is Oakland in the house? All right, is Los Angeles in the house? All right. Good people from Ambler, Pennsylvania, Atlanta, Boston, Baltimore, Chicago, make some noise. DC, Detroit, Detroit, Mississippi, Hartford, Connecticut, Kansas City, Missouri, Los Angeles, California, Newark, New Jersey, Jersey City, New Jersey, Patterson, New Jersey, New Orleans, New York, Oakland, Philadelphia, Cleveland. Houston's in the batter's box. Dallas is in the batter's box. There are many cities that we're working with around the country to say that the voices of the people directly impacted can no longer be ignored. They can no longer be ignored. So we are here because in over 10 years of top-down punitive corporate interventions under Bloomberg in New York, only 13% of black and brown students graduate college and career ready. We're here because the Chicago Consortium on School Research says that nearly 20 years of top-down punitive corporate interventions under mayoral control has not only not improved education for our children, but has succeeded in increasing the achievement gap between white, black, and brown students. We are here not to play the race card. We're here because someone has to have the clarity and the conviction to confront institutional racism head on. While in Chicago, you have 160 schools without libraries, and 140 of them are in neighborhoods like mine. That's a problem. When the school district's response to improving schools in our community is to systematically remove resources from that school, torpedoing its improvement, that is a problem. We are fighting for community-driven school improvement, not the status quo of closing schools and brokering the responsibility of educating our children to private operators. Dr. Charles Payne from the University of Chicago shared some interesting data with a local audience a few months back that showed that charter schools are actually outperformed by neighborhood schools on the NAEP exam in the percentage of students who exceed state standards in reading. At best, the privatization gold rush has been a mediocre intervention, which has produced profit for education entrepreneurs and destabilization for our communities. This type of mediocrity is only accepted because of the race of the children who are being served. This type of mediocrity would not be accepted in white middle-class communities throughout the United States. But because of who these children are, who God made these children, these types of interventions are accepted. We say no to the status quo. School districts operating as used school salesmen, brokering the responsibility of educating our children to hustlers, is the status quo. Forcing backwards education policies down the throats of communities of color, placing our children in harm's way, and having no accountability to the public is the status quo. Sabotaging successful schools and setting it up for closure is the status quo. Now, what would be visionary? We have more than passion. We have more than love. We have expertise. We understand the issues that go on in our neighborhood. We understand what our children need. But when we are locked out of the process of school improvement, the process of school improvement is sabotaged within itself. To deny us the right to improve our schools as community institutions is a violation of our human rights. To have communities with no neighborhood schools like North Kenwood, Oakland right now is a violation of our human rights. To destabilize schools in our community is a violation of our human rights. This is why several cities have filed Title VI civil rights complaints, and more are to come. This is why we want to sit down face to face with Mr. Eric Holder, and yes, our beloved president, who we love and we support. Because in this time, we have to have the courage to address racism in the United States. We are not AstroTurf groups. We are not people who are paid by private interests to appear as if we are parents. I have gone to some of the same funerals that Secretary Duncan has gone to when he was in Chicago. We have formed parent patrols when our schools have been destabilized. We are the people directly impacted. We are the people whose lives are turned upside down by the decision. So the question is, does the U.S. Department of Education and the school districts throughout this country have the courage to accept what they see in the mirror? Because we are America's mirror. Do you have the courage to face what you see? Thank you very much.